Okay, so we're going to talk about how this chart works. This is all the standard indications for musical geography. When you see a chart reading example, you have to take account of all of the elements on the page. So the first thing here, it says bluesy funk there. Can you see that? Okay, that's the first thing. So all of your voicing choices should be informed by that instruction. So bluesy funk, you think, okay, the fills will be bluesy, the kind of grooves and the voicings will be funky, meaning small voicings, probably the top 3 or possibly even top 2 strings. Think of the obvious influences, James Brown, Prince, Cornell Dupree, those kind of people. So that's the first thing. Bluesy funk is the first thing that's indicated. Next thing is a chord symbol. E7 sharp 9, think the Jimi Hendrix chord. The easiest way to find that. And that's a really strong voicing. So root, major third, flat 7, sharp 9 on top. So that would be E on the 5th string, G sharp on the 4th, D on the 3rd, G natural on the 2nd string. So that's the chord. Then there's a rhythm written. So the chord slash, those chord slashes give you the rhythm that's being played, the rhythm that's expected for you to play. So that's going to go 3, 4, da da ba ba da 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 da. So basically, play that suggested chord. You've got a voicing that we just described. Then play that rhythm to that voicing, with that voicing. The next thing we've got here, I've got the same rhythm written up, but it says fill on top. So in that case, I'd actually probably disregard that. I might try and play some of this based on that rhythm. So a bluesy fill that maybe starts with it, tries to observe that line. But actually, when I wrote this chart, I was thinking just play a fill, just play whatever you want to play. So moving forward, this symbol here, that's called a senial, a sign. So that's a common part of musical geography, basically. So that sign, you know, whenever you see that sign, that at some point in the chart, you're going to be told to jump back to that sign. So whenever you read a chart, notice where that is. You know, if you're under pressure, you might want to mark that if you've got time. And if it's your chart rather than something that's going to be passed back to a band leader or something, mark it maybe with a yellow marker if you've got something handy, or just keep it in mind. Okay, so the next thing to note is this note. You've got a thick line and a thin line and 2 little dots on the 2nd and the 3rd space of the string. That's the open repeat mark there. That means that's the start of a section that's going to be repeated. And this here is the reverse of that. Working from the right, a thick line, a thinner line, and 2 dots on the 2nd and 3rd. So they're kind of enclosing that area. So basically, from here, without looking at the details, you're going to read from here right through to here to this point. And when you hit that point, you're going to repeat back. So that's basically, if you didn't have this indication here, it would just be play that section twice. So that's important. But let's look at the details here. You've got another rhythm written here. So 3, 4, da, 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 da. So that's that rhythm. Remember, bluesy funk gives you the idea of what kind of voicing to use. So use just maybe the top 3 strings. You're setting that rhythm up. This indication, you've probably seen this before, 2 lines across the middle of the bar and dots either side, and a 2 above. That means whatever came in the previous 2 bars, repeat that. They're called canon bars. And then 2 is really important. It tells you how many bars are to be repeated. So you might see that over 4 bars or more. But the 2 is telling you repeat whatever happened in the last 2 bars. And then you see this symbol here. That's a coda sign. So that means later on in the chart, when you come back to this section, you're going to take the coda from that point. And it's placed there, but it means at the end of this bar. It just means at the end of this bar, repeat. So you've had this da, 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 and repeated. Then there's another rhythm here. So that rhythm is, in fact, it's a 2-bar rhythm. E minor, the chord's changed. So let's read it. 3, 4, da, 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 and then again, canon bars. So the 2 slashes running across the lines, and 2 dots, and the 2 above means play whatever happened in the 2 bars. So this 2 bars just gets repeated. And then here, you've got these chord slashes, these slashes. You might think that just indicates playing junk, 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 junk. It actually doesn't mean that. This is just marking out the duration of the bars and where the chords fall. That actually is slightly out of line. That's meant to fall on beat 3, and that's meant to fall on beat 3 too. So that really should be just play something on F, play something on E minor for 2 beats, 2 beats of D minor, 2 beats of C, and then E7 sharp 9 and B flat 7 sharp 11. So you can see there's a lot of information here. It just means play something. You've got this indication that sort of informs what you should play when they're just chord slashes. It definitely just doesn't mean jump, 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 like play the chord on the beat. Try and keep your ears open and try and react to what you're hearing on any backing track or performance with other players. Now this is really important. This 1 in the bracket means this is what happens the first time around. That's called a first time bar. So you've got this bracket and the 1 with the dot means that's the first time. So what happens, you play the intro, you play along here, but obviously observe the repeat of those 2 bars, go through there. First time, take the first time bar. When you hit this point, then you repeat back to there. Then you read across here, all the way across here. Keep reading along here. And at this point, where previously you went to the first time bar, jump from here to there. From here to there. So you're taking the second time bars. So you read through there, then keep going. Then this is the same as the intro. Then you play this, and then you've got this here. It says DS al Coda. DS al Coda means dal segno al coda. Excuse my Italian. That means take the sign to the coda. So DS al Coda. Dal segno al coda means from here, go to the segno, the sign. Then you read through, and when you hit this sign, this is a coda sign, take the coda. And that means from here, that symbol is the same as this symbol. It means jump from here to there. Then you're in this section. This here is a repeat mark. See? That's a start repeat, end repeat. And this is very important. Check this out. You've got ×4. Very, very important. Because if you don't notice all the symbols and indications on the page, you're going to miss something. Also, as I said, everything on the page is important. Play funky rhythm. So this is some sort of funky track. I think I did do a backing track for this at some point. I'll check it out. I think it might have something knocking around. But that's really important. Play a funky rhythm. So you have to be free. It definitely doesn't mean jump, 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 da, da. Definitely doesn't mean that. It means play something appropriate. Play something funky, basically. Use your ears when you see these kind of indications, because you want to play appropriately. So remember, just keep this in mind. These things are important. Bluesy, funk. Just play something. You don't have to play. You don't have to fill all the gaps. Remember, there are other people in a band. Even if it's a 3-piece, you want to leave room for the bass and the drums to come up with something creative. That's very important. So you play this 4 times. What you could do is maybe record that kind of rhythm, but just make it a little bit more groovy. But one thing you could do, what strategy have you got? Think about it. So you've got A minor to F to E minor. So we're in the key of A minor. You could think, let's play Dorian here, and let's maybe harmonize the minor pentatonic in fourths, or just in double stops rather. So just think A minor pentatonic, and just find the scale on the guitar, and find different ways of playing pairs of notes, 2 notes at a time. Just experiment with it, and just in doing that, you'll definitely find that you'll come up with some new patterns. And when that gets boring, do something else. Try and integrate some other stuff into it. So you could harmonize, for instance, you could maybe come up with something that harmonizes A Dorian in thirds or in sixths, a funky, soul-y kind of Steve Cropper-y kind of thing. So that's the name you got to remember. Steve Cropper, one of the architects of modern groove playing. Check him out. He's playing with people like Otis Redding, that kind of thing. Just check out that sort of sound. Booker T and AMGs, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So 4 times, and you could build it as well. You could play really simply, and by the end of it, you could be playing some rhythm fills. I definitely wouldn't take a guitar solo. That's important. Rhythm means rhythm. don't improvise, because you might be laying down a track on a recording that somebody else wants to take a solo on. So it'd be really bad form for you to just decide to take a solo where really you're leaving space for somebody down the road to overdub a solo. Could be another guitar player, could be any other instrument, saxophone, whatever. Nose flute, who knows. And then the last thing, an A minor chord. This symbol here underneath it is called a fermata. That means pause. And again, use your ears with that kind of thing. You might feel that it's appropriate to play like a rhythm fill. You might feel it's appropriate, if you're in the studio with the people you're recording with, to play a fill there. Just read the music, read the room, and there's a pretty healthy chance you'll make the right decision. Okay, so that was your heads up as to form. I know we've kind of looked at this before, but I wanted to document this so you can replay it. So from the top, you've got these chord slashes. Play that rhythm to play that chord to that rhythm rather. By the time you've done it quite a few times, you might be able to add something to it, but I wouldn't go too far with that. Definitely not at this stage in your second year. Take it easy. Don't deliberately contradict what's on the chart. Definitely don't play anything other than those rhythms the first time you play them. But there might be room later on. So the intro, that's the sign. It means you're going back to it. This is the open repeat mark. This is a coda sign. That means when you come back to it, you're going to jump to a coda later. So you read intro. From there, take the first time bar, jump back to the start of the repeat, read through here. And then when you get to this point here, jump to there. So don't take the first time bar the second time around. Second time around, you read through here, jump to there, then keep going. This is the same as the intro, just keep reading. DS al Coda means DS, back to the sign, al Coda. So you've gone from here to there, you're reading along here. This means repeat the previous two bars. But when you get to the end of this fourth bar of this section, jump from here, see the coda sign there, to there, play through here, 4 times, repeat it, play funky rhythm. So you're expected to improvise something. Then a pause chord. There you go.